Hey everyone, Ryan here, MandRproductions, and as of the recording of this video, just yesterday we had our very first picture of the Jedi Bob Starfighter leak, which means to my knowledge there are only 4 LEGO Star Wars sets left to release in 2024 that we have not seen pictures of yet, and so they are technically still just rumors, but we're pretty sure they're going to release, and this video is going to cover all the information that we know about those 4 sets. We're actually going to start it out with a set that we do have a picture of, but I haven't shown yet, and that is this 3-in-1 adventure pack that includes Yoda's Starfighter, Obi-Wan's Jedi Interceptor, and the 501st Battle Pack number 2 there. It's supposed to release August 1st, I heard, for $85 as its retail price, but these 3-in-1 packs often at Walmart are slashed in price either immediately or a little bit further down the line, and so you can expect this one to sell for really somewhere around $60, which is a really good deal. Either way, as soon as it's available, I'm going to buy it and make a video telling you how you can buy it. Now, I also mentioned that we got our first picture of Jedi Bob Starfighter, so technically there is a little bit we still don't know about that set in that we haven't seen the second minifigure included in the set, and we don't know if there's an astromech droid or something else included in the set at this point, so there's a little bit of incomplete knowledge there, but that's not really the point of this video. I talked about Jedi Bob Starfighter enough in yesterday's video. Well, there's actually one less set to talk about because the Onyx Cinder from the Skeleton Crew ended up leaking after I recorded this part of the video. So here's a picture of the set. I talk more about it in another video on the channel. Set looks awesome, but we're going to move right into the 75397 UCS Jabba's sail barge. There's actually been a lot that's leaked about the sail barge since I've last talked about it, and one of those things is that one of the boxes that go inside of the sail barge box has leaked from the factory. I can't show it, I don't want to get in trouble, but they do have a picture of Max Rebo on the side of the box, so that's exciting and probably points to Max Rebo actually being in the set, and the minifig list has leaked as well. Speaking of, we have Jabba the Hutt, big surprise there. In Jabba's sail barge, there's going to be a Jabba the Hutt figure. It's not said whether or not it will be a new or the same old Jabba the Hutt. If I had to guess, it's going to be the same old mold from around 2012. Nothing wrong with that. I say old like it's a bad thing. It's a really good mold for Jabba the Hutt, but I do probably expect the printing to be slightly different. I don't know if you can really upgrade from what we had in 2012, but I'm sure they might mix it up a little bit because it's just been so long since they've made him anyways. Next is R2-D2, and the only thing special I expect out of this figure is for them to include the tray that he has. I remember back in 2006 in that sail barge, they had a 2x4 plate with a couple of cups that he could serve up to guests on the sail barge, so I assume it'll be something similar to what we saw back in 2006 there, and that's something I'm very excited for and definitely expect. The C-3PO figure in this set should come with the dual molded leg, same as the UCS Luke's Landspeeder and recently the C-3PO set, so I assume we'll also see the dual molded leg in this $500 set. Did I say it was $500 yet? We'll come back to the price on this one. We also have Max Rebo, of course. Max Rebo on the box inside. Just makes sense that Max Rebo would be included. Now, that mold for the blue creature from the Skeleton Crew is the same species as Max Rebo, but the mold is not like good for Max Rebo, so I'm hoping they are 2 separate parts here. We'll have to wait and see. We just have no idea at this point. We're also supposed to get Klaatu, who is one of Jabba's henchmen. I don't think that is a figure we've had before, so it's nice to get a new exclusive character in the UCS Jabba sail barge, isn't it there? We also are going to have Bib Fortuna, who we've seen before. I'm sure he'll look significantly different, though, than the Book of Boba Fett version, as this isn't fat Bib Fortuna, it's skinny Bib Fortuna, so we'll see there. We also have a Gamorrean guard, big surprise, and then Slave Leia is maybe the most surprising figure on this list for years and years. It's been said that LEGO has been told they can't make Slave Leia by Disney, and it seems like that is either lightened up or it was never the case, but I think it was the case for a while because to my knowledge, none of the other toy companies or anyone was doing Slave Leia stuff, so it's nice that they're bringing the character back in a minifigure form here. It's definitely a welcome surprise, but a big surprise at that, and you know, just kind of thinking randomly here, I think the last Slave Leia we had was in 2013, and now she is being released exclusively in a $500 UCS set. I've seen this one before. I just can't remember where. I wonder if this story ends with a Slave Leia microfighter. This story ends a lot worse. Slave Leia Mech 2025. I said I would come back to the price, and yes, it is rumored to be $500. The piece count is also rumored to be 3,942, and if the build is really large, that's great and fine and dandy, but I have this very sneaky and unfortunate suspicion that the leak that we saw of the UCS Jabba sail barge about a year ago, you can find it on the internet, I can't show it, it's got the big confidential stamp on it, bad idea, but it looked like a much smaller, like $300 Jabba sail barge to me, or $240 Jabba sail barge to me. It was marginally larger than the 2006 and 2013 Jabba's sail barge playsets. I'm talking like, I don't remember, maybe another 10 studs longer or 20 studs long. It wasn't that much bigger than the $120 playset sail barges. So for a set that's 4 times the price, you would think at least double the size, but I don't think it's double the size. And I'm just a little bit scared about this build for the price. I think it's going to be an excellent model, and I think it's going to look great, and it's going to have some awesome features and some great figures, but will it be worth the money? And that's the biggest question mark with a lot of LEGO Star Wars sets for a lot of people. I expect the quality and execution to be there. It's an original trilogy UCS set. They really like those things. And so, you know, I don't have any question marks there. I'm just worried about the price for the size, because in that leak with the UCS Jabba sail barge, where I originally said I thought it was like a $240 or $300 smaller UCS set, obviously now it's very potentially going to be this $500 set that's actually imminently coming out. And a lot of the other builds that were leaked in that leak ended up releasing basically the exact same. Now, there are some exceptions to that, but I also don't think Jabba's sail barge would end up being one of those exceptions, because it looks like a pretty dang finished model to me. So we will see, but big question mark on the value for your money there. And finally, we do have an official release date set. While there may be an earlier VIP date a couple of days ahead of this, it is said to be released on October 3rd. The next set is actually a gift with purchase with that UCS Jabba's sail barge, and it's the 40740 Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. And so if it works anything like the other 2 lightsaber gift with purchases, you will only be able to get it with the UCS Jabba sail barge. I mean, that's the current rumor anyway, and it will only be available during like the release window. So first day, first few days, and as soon as it's gone forever. So definitely maybe one that might push you in the direction of buying the UCS Jabba sail barge as soon as possible. It is supposed to have 145 pieces, and I'm sure it's going to be a great lightsaber build. Of course, it's going to pair up very nicely with this set. It's not always the case with these lightsabers. They've kind of been random in the past a little bit. Like the Yoda's lightsaber had nothing to do with the Mos Eisley Cantina, but Luke's lightsaber here, if it's the episode 6 one like it should be, will be the lightsaber that he has in that movie, which is pretty sick. Now, I really don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but if we are very fortunate, the LEGO Star Wars gods that be will bestow upon us a new set of LEGO Star Wars patches to go alongside last year's Captain Rex and Admiral Yularen. I'm personally thinking Jabba the Hutt with Slave Leia, but you let me know down in the comments section below what patches you expect them to release alongside the UCS Jabba's sail barge as a gift with purchase. We have one more set that we know of for 2024, and that's the 40755 25th anniversary celebration set. It's said to include 383 pieces and has an unknown price at this point, although we can guess on the piece count between $30 and $40. It's also supposed to release in October of 2024, very likely day and day with the Jabba's sail barge. It's going to include 3 stormtroopers, 3 Rebel Troopers, and 1 R2-KT anniversary minifigure, making 7 anniversary figures instead of the original 6 that LEGO Star Wars had said on the website. And we know this rumor is true because the website went from saying we're going to have 6 minifigs this year, they updated it to say 7 minifigs this year. Weird behind the scenes stuff aside, what exactly is this set going to be? Well, I'm going to try to take an educated guess based on its minifig selection and what we saw last year in a very similar situation. We had the Millennium Falcon holiday diorama where they dressed up the interior of the Millennium Falcon like it's Christmas. And I assume because this is 3 Stormtroopers and 3 Rebel Troopers, and we already had a set earlier this year with Rebel Troopers and Stormtroopers against each other, that it's just an expansion for a part of the Tantive hallway, except it would be decorated to celebrate 25 years of LEGO Star Wars. And it just makes sense because the Tantive hallway already has the ability to be expanded upon. Why else would the figure selection be so relatively bland other than to just expand upon an existing set like that? So that's my vision for what this set probably will end up being. There's just very little else I can imagine it being. So it could end up being pretty cool. And if it's anything like last year's Millennium Falcon diorama, it probably will only be around for a few months. So if you wanted to buy this one, definitely pick it up in October, November, or December, because it will very likely retire by the end of December, as it's literally just like a holiday special edition type of celebration set and not a set they probably plan to keep out for a year or two. So just something important there, because most LEGO Star Wars sets are available for at least a year. This one is very much likely to be an exception to that rule. So let me know what you guys think about what's left for LEGO Star Wars in 2024. Will they bring back patches for the Jabba's sail barge as a gift with purchase? And now that we kind of know everything for 2024, I am very excited for the blank slate that is 2025 and the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith. Fingers crossed they don't screw it up.